Hey guys, Smart Dog School back with you as we get through the last video of the muzzle conditioning process with Tank. If you followed us at all, we've seen the first two videos where we started with a process known as shaping. Shaping is where we use little steps to get to a final outcome goal. In the first video, we used it so that he would get comfortable in the sight of it, comfortable touching it. Touching it was the last step. Step two, we used a concept known as luring. So luring a dog is simply getting the animal to look at an item of interest and want to work for it by moving towards it. The lure was inside of the muzzle, and he started to voluntarily put his head in to receive the lure. This last stage is where we're going to work on one of the 3 Ds in dog training. There's distraction, distance, and duration. Obviously, we don't need distance with this exercise, so we're going after duration. We want the animal to keep the muzzle on for a certain amount of time. Now, remember what I said in the first couple videos. The criteria that we set is super important, and the rate of reinforcement is important. So timing is going to be the key here. So we want to click exactly when we want the animal to go do the behavior again. So make it more probable that they're going to do it. Now, we're not going to start with a long duration. We may start with a second or two, then it'll end up being 3 or 4 seconds. But the key here is the rate of reinforcement, continuing feeding, continual clicking, okay? We'll use all 3 of those steps. Let's go ahead and get started. He's getting a little bit silly right now. He knows he's about to be fed again. I'll be doing the clicking, okay? So what we're doing here, that was about a 3-second duration. Good start, okay? So we'll go on for a 3-second duration on this one. We click the moment we put the muzzle on. We don't have to do that every single time because the click means the food's there. Now we're gonna lure, we're gonna do a 1-second click right after the 1 second is up, okay? Watch this. Okay, 1 second it's on, then the click. Next treat's gonna be 2, then 3, then 4, we'll get to 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, that's when we're gonna, we will start to fade the lure. So we'll start to remove the lure from the situation.
I almost out of treats, so they're gonna give me some.
Okay, we gotta get a refill on the treats, so. 1, 2, good. And when she removes the muzzle, is that the last treat?
No, there's one more.
Okay. And for anybody watching, we're not using real high value treats. We're keeping the adrenaline and the arousal level down low. So, and I whispered when I said that, like that's gonna matter, right? No, we're using kibble. So kibble is something, it's their typical food. It goes in their dog food bowl, but we use it strategically to build food drive. So an animal's with us for a couple of reasons. I mean, number one, because typically they're cute and we like having them around and they're social, but more importantly, they're here with us because we feed them. We can take advantage of that and give it strategically. Now, don't hear me what I'm not saying. I'm not saying you use food deprivation to get what you want. That's not how we acquire behaviors. We just use it strategically and reinforce behaviors we like while not reinforcing behaviors we don't like, okay? This type of behavior we're after here is more of an acceptance, and that's one thing you cannot force, guys, okay? We'll go ahead and start. We'll go back to 2 seconds. Some activity going on over there. Got his attention. 1, 2. As you can tell, the muzzle's all the way on him right now. And when it's removed, we click again. How many you got left?
I got a whole bunch now.
Oh, you do. We'll go after 3 seconds this time. We're building duration, guys, okay? And building his acceptance. 1, 2, 3. You see how this process has worked? We didn't lump right into this right here. Even though he looks like he's doing phenomenal, we had to take our time to get to this point. This is spread out over the course of a day, okay? Tomorrow we may have to start back at level 1 again. We don't know what his acceptance is going to be like. We can't just assume because we've seen some good behaviors and we've had some really good, some good success that, you know, learning's accomplished, we're done, he knows it. No, that's not how this works. We have to continuously work with him and get the acceptance to be longer and longer and longer. We'll do 2 more. We hit 3 seconds, let's hit 4 and 5. And you guys can't see on camera, but at Smart Dog School, we work dogs all day long, all over. So Distraction-proof testing typically doesn't happen here, which is why it works. 4, perfect. A little delay on my click there, but don't pick me apart, okay? Last one will be 5, and when we take this one off, we're gonna do what's called a jackpot, which will be a bunch on the floor. That's after the removal, after a 5-second.
He like really wants his muzzle.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and bam. I don't know if you guys can see, we just throw food all over the floor. Now, one thing Shelby said at the tail end of that, he really wants his muzzle. These animals, once conditioned 2, 3, 4 days of this, they start to look for it. They start to go seek it out. It's much like grabbing a food bowl and taking it to an owner wanting it filled up. They'll go grab this muzzle if they can, or at least that they have a good association with walks. All of canine learning is through learning by association. This is no different. We're just building acceptance so that when he does find a home or a foster, and they want to keep, number one, him safe, but also everybody around and other dogs, they can use a muzzle and utilize it correctly and not have to worry about that whole process of him flailing and fighting it because he doesn't like it, or dragging their nose across the ground. You guys have all seen it before. You won't have to worry about that with Tank. So if anybody's interested in fostering, there is an approval process, so let me know. We go through Gallatin County Animal Shelter.